Assalamu alaikum habibti. Welcome to another episode of That Behavior Change Show. Today we're going to talk about a very important concept, and this is the idea around the importance of building physical strength, right? And what assumptions that we make about building physical strength are actually incorrect. You see, for a lot of us, whenever people talk about strength, they all often refer to being physically strong, losing weight, being healthier, lifting heavier, building muscle mass. I mean, who likes a bit of muscle mass, right? And being physically strong absolutely improves the quality of your life, because you find yourself, not only are you able to engage in the activities of daily life the way that you want to, but it also improves your mental health. And we know this from studies, right? You're less moody, you can handle the stresses of life a bit better, you're not shouting at your kids as much, you have this inner confidence that starts to show up. We absolutely see this. But here's the thing, there's another side of this, because while physical strength can have this ripple effect on our mental health, it doesn't always solve all our problems. And I'll explain what I mean. I'm sure you've had seasons where your workouts are on point. You're getting those workouts in, you're feeling amazing, you're getting your walks in, right? And you feel really good physically. But at the same time, you're saying yes to things that don't serve you because you're scared of what people are going to think. Right? You're responding to your clients' emails at 1 a.m. because you're scared to disappoint them, and the fact that if you disappoint them, they're going to leave, and then if they leave you, then who's going to give you the risk? These are the stories that we have. Your salah feels rushed because even though you're performing the actions of praying, you're not really there, because your mind is, okay, I have that email to send out, I have to do this for the kids, I have to do that, and it just feels rushed. And the Quran, I'm going to recite later, and then later doesn't happen. I'm going to recite tomorrow, doesn't happen. And you find yourself, while you're physically strong, your relationship with Allah is getting further and further away, and your relationship with yourself internally is getting further and further away. You see, Allah created us with this beautiful interconnectedness between the mind, the body, and the soul, right? All of these pieces need the other pieces. When one of the pieces is being prioritized and the other two are neglected, this is where the idea of overwhelm comes in. High achieving Muslim women aren't overwhelmed because they don't know what to do. In fact, they overwhelm because they understand what they should do. As Muslim women, they absolutely know that things have rights over them, right? They know that Allah has rights over them, their family has a right over them, their business has a right over them, their community has a right over them, they have right over themselves. Now, the issue is that when we try to give these rights, we try to honor these rights at the same time. We are incapable of deciding what gets done when. And this is why you find yourself, when you're doing your work, you're thinking about, oh man, I shouldn't be doing this, I should be with the kids. When you're with your kids, you're going, oh man, I should be working. When you're with your husband, you're thinking about the emails that you have to send tomorrow. When you're praying, subhanAllah, when you're praying, that's when everything comes in. The email, the kids, the husband, the business, right? All of these things come in. So because you understand what is asked of you, and you want to honor all those things, and that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing to want to do. But the problem is that you don't know how to honor those things at the right time. Hence the overwhelm. So yeah, physical strength will have a ripple effect on your mental health. But at the same time, our mental health needs to be specifically worked on, because guess what? We all have stories. We all have experiences. We all have assumptions, right? We all have perceptions that we've created in our minds based on our experience. So even though you're physically strong, and part of that strength is going to help you be mentally strong, but it's not enough, because we all come with a baggage. And those stories in our heads about situations, about things, they need to be worked on and they need to be healed. And that is how you're going to get mentally strong. At the same time, you as a high achieving woman is just a part of your identity. Being a mother is just a part of your identity. Being a business owner is just a part of your identity. Being a wife is just a part of your identity. Your real identity, your core identity, is being the slave of Allah. Khalas, that's it. When we don't show up strongly in that identity, when we are not spiritually strong, when we don't have that strong connection with Allah, when our relationship with Allah is weak, when Allah then is testing us in all of these other identities, a kid gets sick, a client isn't getting results, a business is struggling, right? Your finances are struggling, family issues. When Allah is testing us in all of these identities, we break. We get overwhelmed. Why? Because our core identity, which is based on our relationship with Him, is not strong enough. So many of us, when we want to build businesses, when we want to build health, we focus on all of these external factors. We focus on strengthening all of these identities, being strong as a mother, be strong as a wife, be strong as a business owner, achieve this, achieve that. And all of these are amazing things, but we forget who we are outside those identities as the slaves of Allah. And when we forget that relationship with Allah, when these other identities are tested, we get overwhelmed. We don't know how to manage the stress. We start to get anxious. We forget who Allah is. Again, we're told in the Quran, those who know Allah, they know themselves. So when we don't know Allah, we're not going to know ourselves. And if we don't know ourselves, how are we going to know how to cope with all of these other stresses of life? Here's my advice to you, my dear sis. If you're someone who's not working on your physical strength and your physical health, please do. Because your body is amana, and we know this, and we often say this, my body is amana, we know this, but a lot of us don't internalize. We just say it, my body is amana, and then we khalas, you know what I mean? Work on your physical strength, because it will absolutely have an impact on your mood, on your mental health, and we know this from studies, like I said, right? But that ripple effect on its own is not enough. Your mental health needs to be directly worked on. Why? Because we all have experiences in life. Some things need to be dug deep that we've brushed under the carpet for so long. They need to be healed. They need to be spoken about. That we need to overcome those worries and those concerns and those stories. At the same time, we also need to work on our spiritual strength, because we are the creations of Allah. Allah knows us more than we know ourselves. When we have the strong relationship with Him, we are able to handle the challenges of life. We are going to be able to show up powerfully in all of these other identities without the overwhelm. Or even if we get overwhelmed, which is a normal human emotion, by the way, we are going to be able to handle that overwhelm in a way that it is serving us. So while we want to work on our physical strength, don't forget to work on your mental strength and resilience, as well as spiritual strength and resilience, because all of these things depend on each other. If this conversation has been helpful for you, I would love some feedback on what landed for you the most, inshallah. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.